Hello everybody and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos and you're watching my channel of Facilitated Light, Well-Being, Healing for the Body, Mind, and Soul. This is a message for the new year. Happy New Year! 2026 came in with a bang and it was snowing at my house. So I wanted to come on today. This message might be a little bit longer, not by too much. I just wanted to go over, I was channeling as I woke up and this morning. So I've got some notes to go over, but I just want to do a quick check-in on the energy. So basically what we're going to be looking at today is kind of what needs to change, like your resolution. I'm not going to put it as a resolution, but basically it's things that you're noticing that need some addressing. They need some work. You're realizing, okay, like it may not be what you want to do, but I feel like it's something that the universe is going to tell you, Lonnie, you need to work on this. This is something that you're struggling, or you don't want to carry energy into 2026 from 25. It was a heavy year. Then we're going to be looking at what's the advice, like what do you need to do to get there? What is the advice from your guides and stuff of that nature? Now, guys, remember, this is collective, so this is a giving and receiving type of energy. Like somebody's going to be giving, somebody's going to be receiving. And with it being collective, not all of it's going to resonate with you. This is going to be a message that take what you feel resonates for you. I read energy. I don't fortune tell. Thank you for joining us. If you're here for the first time, welcome in. Welcome back if you're a regular watcher. Then we're going to be looking at the energy for 2026, like things that might be coming in, the energy. We're going to pull cards for that, and I do have a little bit of channeling. And then the coming energy, or what the collective will be dealing with, kind of more on a personal level, not just an overall energy. So the first thing I want to do is, I've got my bowl of crystals, and I'm just going to grab a couple of crystals, make a lot of noise. So let's see. I'm not even looking. Okay, so we've got, this is a tree moss agate or agate. This is about growth, nature, calm, bringing in that groundedness. This makes me feel like you might have nature coming into your life a little bit more, or nature could be playing a part. Okay. A black, this is a green sparkly stone, but I take this as a black, a grounding stone. So you might need some grounding. You might need to protect yourself. There is going to be a major transition of energy. So with transition and change, there's always people that don't want to change, and that could cause a problem. So I feel like there's going to be a need for protection, for grounding, keeping yourself balanced, because I'm hearing catastrophic, heavy, things that could cause you to need to ground. And I just want to say, side note, whatever is coming is for your best, your benefit, your awareness. So the analogy that I usually say is that when you're cleaning, say you got to go clean your room. Now, as a kid, we all cleaned our room. And as an adult, we probably clean our house. When you have to clean, a deep clean, you kind of have to create chaos, a mess, so you can fix the mess. So as you're tearing all this stuff up, and you're looking at all this stuff, it's kind of like you got to make a mess to fix a mess. So as you're digging through, as you're changing with the universe, with everybody, as a collective, it could get a little sticky, it could get a little dirty, it could get a little messy, whatever, because what you're doing is you're digging into all the stuff. That's what I'm hearing. Like, it's time for a deep clean. We're going into a new era, not a new year, a new era. And the guides want you to take it seriously. Not because like, oh, you need to take it seriously. You can't. It's so important that you remove, now I probably will repeat it, remove from your life the catastrophes that happened in 2025. If you dealt with a lot of stuff and it was heavy in like 24 to 25, you need to process it, deal with it, and release it. They do not want you carrying it into the new year. They don't want your past to affect your future, Okay, so that's for somebody. They want you to look at the world through new, clean, clear eyes. That this is an opportunity, because whatever you would put into place right now is going to be your future goals, your future energy, your future things coming in. So we're going to go over some other things, but that's just one. Focusing on this year, the goals you want. This is telling me that you need to ground and protect yourself, because what was happening is, what's coming up is catastrophe. And catastrophe can mean like the tower moment. There's going to be some upheaval. Sorry, that's a part of life. And we have some things coming in that are going to increase it, like planetary alignments, different things. We're going to talk about the Schumann resonance. Your next one is Bloodstone. This is health. This is one of the things that was downloaded and came through. This is also a year for putting your body, mind, and soul on an even keel. Addressing the things that are causing you to be out of homeostasis, because when you are not mentally, physically, or soul right, it's going to cause problems. It's going to manifest. If your body's not feeling good, it's going to affect your mental health. If your mental health is off, or something has happened and you're not dealing with it, it's going to cause stress illnesses, things that will happen, dis-ease in your body. The soul wants you to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is a time for activation, for soul mission, contracts, things, because this is in the fullness of the age of Aquarius. This has been prophesied, it's been shown. People are meditating and they're downloading. It's a new era. This is not the 2026 is the change that's pushing us into the new era. So taking care of your body, because we're going to speak about it. Your body is being affected by outside things, and there's an adjustment period. There's a recalibration within your body, because not woo-woo, science, earth, okay? So your health is going to be a major thing. So we've got being in nature, finding calm. That's also with finding that balance. These stones all make me feel like it's time to put your body back into its original mode of living, not surviving, okay? That is a key message. Living, not surviving. And the last stone I pulled, oh, that's my little amethyst. So this is like, it's a light one. It almost looks like a clear quartz, but this was an amethyst. That's why I liked it, because it's kind of a clearish one. This is your amplifier. 2025, and the frequency energy that's coming in is going to catalyze all of this stuff that we have going on. Beautiful. That's awesome, because it's kind of cool that I picked it. I'll put those over there so they're out of the way, because it totally resonates with what was coming in. I don't download and like hear like all kinds of voices, but it's like they send me like thoughts, messages sometimes. That's why I actually got up, got dressed. It's still morning. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Because when I get a message or something comes to me, I try to bring it to you while it's fresh and while they're talking to me. So, New Year 2026 is going to be a year to remember. What I'm feeling is that there are things that are changing so dramatically that you won't forget this year. You won't, it could be good or bad. It's how you go about it. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and we're going to pull some cards, is the resolution for the collective. What needs work? Like, where are we struggling for going into this year? Like, what was happening in 2025 that really needs to be addressed, or what are you carrying? So this is kind of like, what's the resolution, spirit guide, angels, most high divine, for the collective? Now remember, this is collective, so this could be including you, or you could be past this. You could be before this or past this. So just take it with a grain of salt. This is meant to reach the people that it's supposed to. So there's a very good chance that if you are watching this video, that your guides want you to get something from it. It wouldn't come up on your feed. There are algorithms, but this is, I kind of make these to be collective. So when it finds you, it finds you. There's a message, there's insight, there's something. It could be one part of the video. So if you can watch to the end, it would be great. We're just going to get through these things, and we're just going to do a quick little card pull and give you some info and to kind of get you set up on the right mindset for the year ahead. The biggest thing, there's 3 things for this year. Okay, so the first one is change. Across the board, I've been reading up until now. Excuse me. And the biggest thing is change and movement. The love mindset, or returning to love because the hate has become too heavy, or the dislike, or the discontentment, and the butting of heads. So oneness through love and growth towards your dreams and aspirations. This is a restart year. So this is the beginning of the next era. So with that is new things, new environments, changes, recalibrations, finding what you want for the future. And this is probably going to set you up for 10 to 20 years until the next transitional change is happening. I think they're talking about like 2050 is when there's supposed to be some other, not exactly, like energy flows. So there's no like, okay, on this date exactly it's going to happen. But around the 2050 time is going to be the next transition or change. And it could be that it's just now that everything's recalibrated and we're in a different like place, it's going to be what's coming up. And this just popped out. So 9 of Wands is telling you, you have run the journey. You are beaten and battered in so many words, but don't give up, because you are almost there. Because that's this year. You have reached a point that this is the turning point. You've had to go through the trials, the tribulations, the growing pains, the growing out of things, and realizing that it needs to be adjusted. So it's saying to you right now, before I've even done anything, it's okay, babies. Hold on. We're almost there. That's what the card's saying. We're almost there. And it's such a beautiful energy because we know what we've been through. We know what our countries have been through and our bodies. We've gone through. COVID was the catalyst. That's what I'm hearing. COVID was the catalyst of the change. It was the first ushering in, whether it was planned, whether it was real, whether it was fake, whether somebody did it it doesn't matter. It was the catalyst of change of what was coming in. Because if you think about it on a very logical term, COVID changed us as a world, not just a country. COVID wasn't picking, oh, I like that country. Oh, no, I don't like that country. I want this. No. It said, okay, I'll get sick. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But it was not choosing. It was meant to affect and change how we see things, how we do things. It caused the digital age to go into full boom. Like everything, like our phones changed. We went to digital platforms. Where we were starting, it was completed because we didn't want to touch. We were worried about germs. And okay, yeah, you need to be worried about germs. But it meant to shut the world down purposely. And it also meant to shut the world down to see that what we were doing to the world was causing damage. What the world was dealing with was like, it's almost like when you watch NCIS and the guy gets a Buddha in the back of the head instead of the front of the head, the guy knows or whatever. It was like, guys, wake up. What is wrong with you? You are destroying the planet you're living on. You are hurting each other. There's like all this stuff that was like culminating, and the earth was like, yo, girls and boys, like you need to calm your horses, and you need to stop. You're hurting me. You're hurting the world. You're hurting each other. And COVID, I believe there's a little conspiracy, but COVID was meant to happen. COVID was what was programmed in. I almost feel like the Matrix got a glitch because the higher power said, we're going to let something happen that's going to wake the whole world up. That's literally going to cause the world to stop. I mean, they talk about these 3 days of darkness and stuff. Now, we never really got the 3 days of darkness as far as I know, because, you know, we might not remember it. It could have happened and everybody's just feeling like it should have been there. But I feel like COVID was like, it broke the system. It made us have to look at our lives. It made us have to shut down and stop. And our world, where it's at now, is not a stopping type of world. We were going nonstop. And there's a part of me that misses the past. But this is part of the message. What's in the past is in the past. And I realized this year, although I miss it, and there's some things that were really great, it's time for something new. We can't drag that part of our lives into the future, because that's not what the future is. The future is new. The future has technology. They're talking about Atlantis and Mu coming back to be, because the planetary shifts. That the idea is that Atlantis was a very crystal. They had gadgets and crystals and a lot of like work with the electrical fields of that nature, like force fields and frequencies and stuff of like electricity, about connection spiritually through, I want to say, electrical currents. That's how I'm seeing it. Like they had their crystals and powers and energy from the earth and from the sky, like they come together. And Mu was more like your American Indians, more like the witches and the naturalist people. They were more living with Mother Nature in one and pulling on her energy. And what happens is you have Mu on the Pacific side, that was in the Pacific Ocean, and then you have Atlantis that was in the Atlantic side, and then you have the middle planet continent, which was the US. And what it was meant to be is that when those went in, those communities, those people dispersed to do different places. You have Egypt with the pyramids, and all the growth that happened in Europe was because that technology went up. Whatever survived went up, and you see all the stuff that happened. And then the other side of Mu went into Asia, they went into America, and those areas on the planet were very much ancestrally more Mother Earth. The Chinese, they had certain things that connected to Mother Earth. They were secluded. That mountain range secluded them. And then you had the American Indians, who they just all lived naturally. There was no electricity and things like that. They had basic connection with Mother Earth, and they lived together as like groups, and they lived in nature. They lived more a simple life. Where if you look at Europe and all those cities, they were buildings, they were structured, they were a different culture. And they said supposedly that United States was going to be a meeting ground for all these things that were gonna, when it was ready, it was all gonna come together, and it was gonna meld the two just before it was meant to reemerge. And what they're believing, now I don't know this, and I feel they're very connected to this, is that this newness is going to return and go back to, but maybe refined, and bringing both of these cultures together so that it can be a higher frequency and not destroy ourselves. Like it was almost like there was the masculine side and the feminine side. And when they lived by themselves, they create problems, because in a real balanced world, there's light and shadow. There's earth and there's the sky and energy. There's masculine, feminine. You need the two together to make a baby. So the yin yang factor is that they both ran on more of one energy. This was more feminine. Atlantis was more masculine. I feel that what's happening is now the two have been brought closer. They're not together, but they've brought closer, so that for this time period ahead, we are transitioning to being more connected to both. Instead of it has to be just this way and just technology, and you got to grow, you got a mindset. And then the other side was more earth, and you're just loving each other and whatever. And it was like, I feel like It's pulling all of it together to create this new, balanced, nirvana type of energy, because you're bringing the masculine and the feminine, and you're melding it together to make a whole. We are coming together in oneness. That was one of the goals and things that's coming in. So if I'm long-winded, I'm sorry. This message needed to get out. So if you're not listening, I thank you for being patient. So what is the resolution or thing that needs to have help? Seven of Cups. All right, guys. So this has been coming up. This came up in the reading for the same type of thing for the new year. The thing that needs to be addressed is that it's time to make a choice. This is your resolution. You are going to choose something. I don't know. We'll see. So you're going to be choosing what you want to do, choosing who you want to be. It is a turning point that the universe is like, okay, time for you to choose. Are you going to live the old world? Are you going to live the new world? Are you going to want to be better, or are you just going to accept where you're at? Are you going to rise in frequency, or are you going to stay down here or go down in frequency? The choice in this year is yours, but it's a pinnacle choice. That's why it's a resolution. They're saying, okay, you can't just blow it through and let everybody make decisions for you. Now, it's up to you. You have to choose what's going to happen for you. And it's not that you're going to be able to control the future. It's that your energy and your choices will lead you. And the choices that you make, that's the other part of the resolution. Are you making choices that help you? Are you letting other people make your choices? So the first resolution is that you're going to choose, I'm hearing what's best for you. You're going to be at a turning point. I almost hear also like, it's time for you to choose what you want, because right now there are different avenues. This is a card that usually has like all the different aspects, and it shows this is her card. But now look at this. This is the deck I chose to use, so I read the images too. She is looking at the stars, and the stars, you make a wish upon a star. And I feel like she's just a reminder from your guides that one of the resolutions is that she's got her pointing toward one. So she knows what she wants to do. Your resolution is to choose what you really want to do. This was the dream thing, the reality that you want, the new thing that you want. She's pointing to a star. She knows what she wants. So you, as a collective, your resolution for the collective is to choose the thing that you know you already want. It's deep inside of you. It's been with you. You might have had it stifled. Life might have held you back. Your resolution is to choose the best thing, or the thing that you really want to do. Now, when you choose it, it doesn't mean that tomorrow it's going to unfold. That's the other energy. It's a long-term, I need to do something different. That is the choice. Where do I want to be in the next couple years? It's the energy of longevity. It is not like, poof, you're going to be there. Like, oh, I'm going to go to college and in 6 months I'm going to have a new job. Blah, blah, blah. No. It's, do I want a new career? Do I want a new place to live? Do I have a new path? Am I bored with my life so bad that I just need something new, but I don't know? So then you're going to choose, go deep within and find it. So the first resolution is choosing the next path. Not letting people choose it for you, or choosing what you know you want. The Hierophant. And it was in the reverse. So this is the other resolution, is you should start living your life the way you want. We have been programmed to always be what the public says we're supposed to be, or your grandma says you should be, or your mom says. This is a time, because this is how it came out. Asthma. And that might be, this is what I'm thinking. You are going to have to conquer the throat chakra block. This is the collective. being able to speak your truth and stand in it. If you want to do something, who cares if it's like the rest of the world? Girl, boy, homies, you just do what you need to do, because that is what could be your mission. That is what is going to light your soul up. That is what's going to make you happy. And when you are happy, living the life you're supposed to, on your soul mission, you vibrate at the most beautiful frequency. And then you naturally pull in what you want. And it's just a catalyst for more and more and more. So you're going to be working toward a choice, and you're not going to worry about what the world says. You're going to do it differently. You're going to be approaching something or choosing something that is good for you and maybe not for the whole, okay? Because right now, with this energy shifting, what I'm hearing is our soul missions are coming on board. What we came into this life to do is being activated. That is why this is such a significant thing, and they need you to leave whatever's happened in the past behind. Not because it wasn't important, not because you know, who cares that you went through it. That's not it. It's saying, we know you had to go through it. You chose to go through it. There was something you needed to learn. We were getting you ready, but now it's time. From being oppressed for so many hundreds of thousands of years, mankind is going to have an opportunity to do that's been prophesied, what needs to be done, what the earth needs. There's a shift that's coming in, and we are choosing where we are a part of it, okay? So your next two cards that came out is Seven of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. Okay, so I don't want to see this, but there are a bunch of you, I would say about half, that don't want to do the work and complain about poverty. Mind lack. The resolution for the other part of you. So there's a group of people, and I think this is for most people, that there's a choice that you need to make, and it's something that may not go with the grain of everybody else. So your first resolution is that you're going to choose yourself, choose what you need to do. Don't let other people choose it for you, even if it's out of the norm, okay? You choose what you need to do. The second one is stop being lazy. Stop living in mind lack set. You have got to go to work and do what you need to do to get to where you're supposed to be. I think what the thing is I'm hearing stop living in lack because you don't want to work. You don't want to be a part. You don't want to engage. There's a resolution for a part of us. My husband's phone's going off, sorry. So that might be a sign. This is a main resolution. I know it's nice to stay home, and I might ruffle some feathers, but you need to go to work. I don't care what it is. You need to do something. You need to be working toward what you want. If you don't want a lot, it's not about money, guys. This is not about money. This is about thinking that somebody else should always be taking care of you. Not reality. Not healthy. There's no growth in that. In the world, we have to do something. We didn't come here to just sit around and have somebody take care of us. It's not all pleasure. That's an imbalance. We can't play all the time. You have to do something. There has to be a balance. You have to be logical, and you have to be like fun. So the next resolution that's coming up is that whoever does not want to work, but they want to complain that they don't have enough, or they keep themselves in the mindset that enough, that just enough is enough, and they don't want to do anything. I think we've gotten into a little bit of a depression, a little bit of a self-deserving energy, that's fine. It happens. But whatever you need to go for, it's going to require some work. So if you don't want anything, you're good. If you don't want to live in the new energy and go after the dreams that you have and put things in place, then you just keep doing what you're doing, because you're going to be exactly where you are. You're not going to move. You're not going to go forward. But if you want something new, you have to start believing that what you want will come to you, and that you have to put the hard work in. You have to try to make what you want happen. And this big thing, or this thing that you're working toward, requires some work. You have to do the legwork. You have to maybe go to school. You might have to save. You might have to do something. You might have to get an extra job just to kind of, you know, give you that little boost. I don't know what you're dealing with, but this requires some work on your part. This could also be that you feel you're never going to have anything, and they want you to work on that, because you're not. You're just accepting it. You're accepting what the world and what the matrix is giving you, and you're not even trying. I don't know if you're tired, trying to give up, but the universe will help you. Whatever you really want to go towards. This was one of the things that came up, and it said, if you really want to change, the universe will help you. No quick fixes. This has to be a wanted long-term goal. So that is your next resolution. We're going to get one more. So there's going to be a group of us that are going to choose to do something that's out of the ordinary. We're going to go after that dream. And there's going to be some of us that are going to have to choose to get out of lack mindset and go towards something and put the effort in, or we're going to stay where we're at. Because if you don't do anything and you don't change anything, you're going to go down in frequency, because everybody else is going to be going up, and you're going to just stay in that old stagnant energy. Next resolution is Knight of Swords. Okay, so the resolution is that you're not going to just sit back and do nothing. They want you to be active and proactive for your life, for your goals, for your choices. What you put into the world, it is yours to do. Because this means Knight of Swords going after what you want. This is not. This is just watching it and being like, no, I don't think so. I don't know. It's holding back. So they want you to go after the things that you need. That's a resolution. That I'm going to achieve things. That I'm going to go after my goals. I'm going to do it, not just dream about it. This is so cool, because I was wondering if it was going to resonate with the energy that's been going on. Actually, I want to see at the bottom of the deck. Oh, and the Devil in reverse. That's so beautiful, because you don't realize the Devil in the upright is about codependency, addictions, things that hold you, things that take precedence and kind of hinder you in your life, the things that control you, basically. It's control. Just like when you talk about certain things that they're controlling. The reverse means you're being released from it. You are getting the knowledge you need to get away from it. You are getting the help you need. You are choosing to walk away from something that no longer serves you. Beautiful. I'm so happy. Okay, so the next part that we have is, what do we need to do to get there? So we talked a little bit about that. So we're going to be choosing our own things for us, not letting people do it, going and working toward what we want, not just thinking it's just going to be handed to you, and living in lack mindset and believing, you know, oh, I'm never going to have this. You need to get out of your stinking thinking and working toward believing that what you want, you deserve. And then the last part is go do it. Go after it. Okay. So that is your advice. Go after whatever you're choosing, whatever you're working on, the mindset, believe that it's yours, and the universe will be behind you and help you. You have to really want it though. Okay. So you can't just kind of like, maybe, you know, maybe it'll happen. No, you need to believe and work toward it, because what you think on is going to come to you. The good, bad, and ugly. If you keep thinking on bad stuff, well, you know what? Bad stuff's going to keep coming. If you think on good stuff, you're going to be bringing that positive energy, and then the universe will know, oh, she's thinking about good things. Oh, she's thinking about a new job. Oh, she's thinking about living by the ocean. Oh, she's thinking about expanding and growing and healing. Okay? That's what you need to be doing. Focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. And I say that a lot, but it's so true, because a lot of people don't realize their thought patterns are what's pulling in some of the garbage that comes into their life. All right. So next thing, what is the energy going to be for 2026? The first things we said were change, movement, love, mindset, oneness, growth towards your dreams and aspirations. So your energies are these. Look at that power. This came out like this. This deck is red though with light and shadow. So it's time to create in her energy. That's the type of energy that that 2026 is bringing. And then this card is wish fulfillment. So I feel like, because if it's this way, it means if you're not going to go after, this needs to be a focus. Wish fulfillment. And it's not wish fulfillment. Okay, how do I say this? Because in reverse, it's like you're not content. You're not satisfied. So I feel like what they're trying to say is the energy is going to be that you feel like this and you don't feel like what you have is what you want. So the energy will come in to push you to make it what you want. That's the energy. There's going to be an inspiration to go toward your wish fulfillment. And that's what it keeps asking you. It's change to go after your dream, your thing that you need, want, and it wants you to go after it. And right now you're not, or the place that you're at in your life right now is not wish fulfillment. And that's why they're pushing you energetically, your guides, your spirit team, you know, talking to God. They're saying you're not happy with where you're at. So what the energy is that we're going to give you the ambition. We're going to give you the outcomes or the opportunities, the choices to build what you want. This is the next card that came out. This is King of Cups. King of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like the energy could be, I'm feeling like it could be a little malice. It could be a little, you might come across some crotchety people. I don't know how else to say it, because you're changing. And the people that don't want the change, the people that want to continue to control you, the energy that wants to control you, whatever it is not going to be happy with this energy. So there's going to be half of you that are going to be like, whoa, I'm going into my new direction. I'm going to have fun. The other the other part of you is going to be like, what's wrong with those people? Why they got to do that? And then they're going to be the murmurers. They're going to be crotchety. Everybody's trying to change things. We should just keep things the way it was forever. And so you're going to come up with a little bit of crotchetiness because people aren't going to all change. This year is going to be a progression. So the energy is that you're going to have some people that are going to come up against you. Or when you choose to do what you want to do and leave or be comfortable or not be controlled, the controlling people are going to be happy. I'm so happy for you if you choose to live in your fullness in your life. But the people that have been controlling you and keeping you where they want you, they're not going to be happy. So half of you are going to be like really happy, working toward love, compassion, and the other half is just going to be mad at the world. Okay? I just read the cards. Sorry. All right. Any other energies for this year coming up that we should be aware of for this message? Any other energies that are coming up? I just feel like it's saying there's going to be people that are going to be working toward their dream, and there's going to be people that are going to be mad that people are working toward their dream. So that's pretty much give and receive, okay? Do you have another energy? The Hanged Man. It came out in reverse, but that's okay. That means delays, seeing things from a different perspective. Okay, maybe it's, there's going to be a handful that don't want to see. And I feel like it's a turning point. I think that it's just a repeat of the thing. There's going to be people that don't want to see it from a different perspective. They don't want to consider other things. They're going to be stuck. So you're going to have a group that is stuck, that doesn't want to change, and you're going to have another group that's going for it and doing what they're supposed to. And the energy is movement. Yep. Movement and dealing with a little bit of heaviness from people. Okay, and then coming in energy for the collective, that's what we just did. Okay, so we did the energy for the year. So right now I just wanted to go over a couple little things. We're at 40 minutes, like I said. It might be a little longer, sorry. We need to leave 2025 in the past. Wrap it up, release it. Making goals for yourself, holding yourself accountable, and stepping stones. Do not make things that are going to happen in 5 years. What do you need to do right now to get to that goal in 3 to 5 years? Okay, because remember, this is a long-term goal, so I want you to be realistic when you're making your goals. Make the goals that you need. When we look at what we're dealing with, what needs to be fixed, what we're holding on to, what we're not, and then setting a goal that's obtainable. Because when you reach that goal, you can make another goal. And giving yourself realistic goals and time frames. Consider your overall health. Eating better. Finding good sleep habits. Getting counseling for mental health if you need it. Remember, mind and body, they all respond with each other. Choose yourself so you can show up. That is part of the messages. These are the downloads that I was getting. Considering your health is so important right now, because if you're not taking care of your body, you might not follow through or be able to get through. Part of your body, mind, and soul we're going to talk about in a second. There's energy frequencies changing, so you might be a little tired. You need to take care of yourself. And what I'm also being drawn to is eating healthier doesn't mean that you can't have fun food. It's that the majority of the food you're eating is clean, whole, healthy food. You can have McDonald's and stuff once in a while, and you can eat a ring ding. That's not what it's about. It's saying that the majority of your diet should be clean. It should be whole foods that you get, like vegetables, potatoes, meat, dishes that you make, I don't want to say from scratch, but they're real food. And adding vitamins. That's the other thing. Adding supplements for the places that you have weaknesses or ailments, like the medical part of you. Like if you have a heart thing, maybe look up vitamins that help with heart health, with lung health, with, breathing, with your joints, whatever. Try to find some natural alternatives and get yourself away from the toxins and the pharmaceuticals if you can. Then it says, what does your body, mind, and soul want truly? It's a time of reflection, a time of seeing, evaluate why and what that looks like and how you could get it. So if you look at your life and there's things that you're not happy with, why do you want to change them? Is it something about that situation, the people, how you feel, whatever? And then once you realize what you really need to change, this is like part of your resolutions. What do you really need to change? Don't just stop there. Okay, now I see that this needs some work. This needs to be addressed. What can I do in my life without anybody's help to start working toward that? Nobody expects you to be overnight perfect. When you go on a diet, you're not going to lose your weight in a day. It's a progression. And the other part of that is it's a life choice. If you are working on trying to lose weight or being healthy or dealing with weight loss of anything like that, it's very hard to do and succeed if you don't want to change. You cannot continue to eat ring dings and McDonald's and the portions of food you're eating if you're heavy. There's nothing wrong with being heavy if you're comfortable and you don't mind carrying the weight. But if you want to lose the weight and be a smaller version of yourself, it has to be a life change. You have to want it enough that you'll make the changes and keep them. Because once you lose that weight, if you go back to eating that stuff, you are going to pack on the pounds again. It's just because your intake and your body physics and how you break things down can be different from everybody. So when you choose that you want a certain physique, you have to work toward it. You have to address it. You have to find what works for you to keep you at the weight or the health that you need to be. This also includes allergies, checking foods that may be triggering autoimmune responses, having intolerances, certain foods you might want to adjust because they don't agree with your body. Just because you like them, if you have to take Tums or ibuprofen or some type of pain reliever when you eat them, or you notice, pay attention. If you start hurting every time you eat tomatoes, I'm sorry, don't eat tomatoes. They won't hurt you then. And you have to be not selfish to your wants because your body doesn't like it. Okay, that's just one example. I have a gluten intolerance. Listen, I love cookies and donuts, and it hurts me when I eat them. So I'm choosing, not because it hurts me, but because it's hurting my body, because it's an autoimmune response. And when you continue to inflame and hurt your body over and over and over, you are susceptible to diseases that you could have never gotten if you had just listened to how your body responds. And that's not a pointing finger. That is like, please do something. Once you adjust, you'll be perfectly fine. And you will be so much better because your mental health is going to be better because you don't feel like your back hurts or your stomach hurts or you're gassing or you're pooping or whatever it is. Your foods and your intake things will definitely make an impact on your body. Rant over. Okay. The last parts, we've got the earth. Right now, these are just some things that are happening scientifically. The Schumann resonance is the Earth's heartbeat. If you look it up, you can understand it more. There's a vibration and a frequency that comes from our own planet Earth. And she's been running at 7. And it's at 40. So our frequency has gone from a 7 to 40. When I went from 7 drops of Pitocin to 40, I went from da-da-da to, oh my God, like I was in full contractions and pain. So, that being said, you are feeling her resonance. You are going to be tired. Your body is adjusting to this higher frequency. You're going to feel wonky. The world's going to feel wonky. You might feel heavy because as it's vibrating at such a high frequency, it could also be increasing the gravitational pull that she has. So she could be pulling on you until your body adjusts to build different muscles. It's science, babies. It's not woo-woo. She is beating at a higher resonance. And it is going to affect you because you stand and absorb her energy every day. Every day. And the sun is blowing energy out from there. And the earth is sending a higher frequency because she's receiving the solar flares. She's receiving the biomagnetic energies that are coming in from the sun. We're all being affected. So please take care of your body. That's why I've tried to put in and address the food thing, the body, the health, because you need to be healthy because your body is upgrading. It is changing and transitioning. A year of change, like legit, your body is changing because if she's beating at 40 and she's staying at 40, you have to readjust to her. We have to be able to live a full life in her 40 hertz Schumann resonance. Okay, so that is part of what's happening. There are planetary alignments coming up. The planetary alignments affect her earth plates, Mother Earth. It affects pressure within the core and the shells and all the like plates that lay. So when it gets pushed, they do this, they do this, they do this, and there's magma. So you'll have earthquakes, you'll have openings, you will have openings that let magma out, and that can cause disturbances. Volcanoes have been going off. I think it's like a preempting to the world is changing. They said there's possible shifts that could move and create islands and different pieces of land that weren't there, because if that the Rocky Mountains happened because it shifted and it pushed the earth up. Okay, that's the literal, that's how Rocky Mountains came. They're the newest ones we have in our country. Now out in the ocean, there's a big opening in the Pacific Ocean. If something shifts, it could push land up and create islands and things. So there's new things coming in that could happen, so be aware. We might have new islands and new places. Things could fall into the ocean too. Could be parts that go down into the water, so be aware that there could be some earthly catastrophic things that happen, and not everybody's going to die, but it could affect, and there could be some death. There could be some things that come in that could affect us. The last part that we have, the goals we work on this year will take time, planning, and patience. If you are really wanting to change, not that you think you should, if you really want to change, the universe will help you. There are no quick fixes, and this has to be wanted in the long term. You have to really want it, because if you want it and you really are resonating with it, the universe, God, everything that is energetic around you it'll catalyze it, and it'll help you to get it. Right now we have the full moon coming in on January 3rd. The new moon's coming in on the 18th of January. The full moon, we'll probably do a check-in for that on, I think it's Saturday. I'll be back for that, just to do the full moon. And then the new moon reading, we'll do that on January, where we talk about each moon has a lesson. And then the other last thing is that I'm noticing a pattern for this year ahead, because this is for the year ahead, that there are going to be splits in weather anomalies. There's going to be colder than normal, drier it sounds like, and then warmer than normal, but with moisture. So it's like a weird, it's the split. It's like everything this year is about splitting, changing, to pass. Our timelines are changing. This is the other thing I'm going to leave with you. Your timelines are changing. I'm choosing to go after what I want. I'm choosing to stay the same. One will lead you up, one will lead you down, and not in a bad sense. It's frequency, guys. So you're going to choose what you want this year, and the energy is split. It's like, it's literally splitting. So if you're going to have the cold for your weather, it's going to be dry. So you might be, I don't say droughts, but it's going to be drier. And if you're going to have warmer weather, it's going to be wet. Like if you're going to have high seasonal, like California's got all that rain, be careful. Maybe prepare. You're going into a year of change. Get some extra food. Get your supplies. If you live in a cold area, maybe a substitute heat that you can turn on that doesn't require electricity or anything, like a propane heater or something. Having a little extra food, having water, having an alternate plan if a natural disaster or something happens. I don't want to bring bad luck or news, but I want you to also be prepared. So this new year coming in is a year of change, a love mindset of oneness, that we are connected, and going after the new thing, making your dreams reality, making a new reality for yourself. Forget about what happened. Do not make your choices based on the past, because the energy that's here is new, baby, and it wants beautiful new things for you as humanity, as a soul. We're going into our missions to bring this beautiful nirvana, or this better environment of living, where we are concerned about everybody. That it's not just about me. It's you making your choices for what you want, but it's also knowing that we're connected to everybody. It's like oneness and togetherness at the same time. All right, guys, have a great year. Come back and see me if you're still here. Videos come out just randomly. I do them on a regular basis. I hope that you enjoyed this and it will help you into the new year. Thank you.